What is up, beautiful, amazing, wonderful people? It's a time for that 2020 farm update and see what's going on at the farm. We're gonna take a walk around. We're gonna start right here with all these plants ready to go in the ground. Then we're gonna take a walk around the edge of the farm, all the way over there where the chickens are, over there where the fig trees are, to the raised beds, to all the fruit trees. Let's get started. First off, we have tons of plants ready to go in the ground. I'm talking like thousands of them. Everything from rutabaga to lettuce, red kale, collards, a ton of spinach over there. It's all ready to go in the ground, guys. We've just had so much rain that it's been quite difficult to say the least, to get any of this stuff in the ground. Right here, this is where I have all the potato rows. These are all potatoes right here. Have a row of peas right there. Those guys are peas. I dug this garlic up and moved it to this row. I don't know if anything's gonna happen, but I just didn't want it to just till it under, so I decided to move it over here. Tons of healthy, beautiful mustard greens. Guys are starting to bloom. Bunch of those. Ton of mustard greens. It's probably my favorite tasting green. It has a little bit of a kick to it. Next off, this right here, guys, this is a buckeye tree. This is like 5 years old this year, and it produces buckeyes, which here in the South are considered a good luck charm. Those guys right here, this is my cherry tree. It's a tart cherry tree. It's 3 years old this year. I don't think it will be producing. This is pear trees. These are Asian sand pears. And check it out. First year baby pears right there. It's so awesome. Woo! There's another pear tree. It didn't bloom this year. These guys are the same age. This one's huge. And this one, well, as you can see, it's not that big. All right, up on the hillside of the garden, right here we have a row of kale. This is Siberian kale. The lighter yellow blooms right there, those are collards. I let them bloom so that the honeybees can have a food source right as they come out of winter. They love that. There's a beehive that's right over that hill, and they do most of the pollinating for the farm. So look at that, guys. It's a beautiful, beautiful golden sea. It reminds me of that song, Fields of Gold. If you guys don't know it, check it out. All right, next up, moving on up to the east side. All right. That is a grape, a little bitty grapevine. These guys are 2 years old this year. Another tiny grapevine. Nice. And that tree, that is a giant Fuyu persimmon tree. It is 3 years old this year, and it will probably be producing. Here's my larger grapevines. They produced really well last year. It had several pounds of grapes on them, and it looks like they're about to start blooming. Look at that, guys. Grapes in the beginning. Beautiful. There's two of those there, and that is another persimmon tree, and that down there is also a persimmon tree. Beautiful blueberries. They are blooming and they are tasty. They're about the size of a dime, this variety. I'm not sure the actual variety, but beautiful little bell-shaped blooms. Awesome. There's another little one. The guy's pretty small right there. This is my giant blueberry bush. It produces probably 2 or 3 gallons of blueberries a year. And The neighbor's little annoying dogs over there. They're yappy little dogs. This year's blueberries, I planted these earlier this spring. They're pretty awesome. Planted 4 of those. So there's 2, 3, and 4. And this little bush right here, guys, this is an aronia berry. It's supposed to be a super duper food, and it's 2 years old this year, and it should be growing a lot. Another blueberry. I have tons of blueberries. Another blueberry. Another small blueberry. I don't think this one's blooming this year. That blueberry is getting pretty big. That little blueberry seems like it's blooming. So let's check it out. Oh yeah, look, little tiny bell-shaped blooms. This will be the first year this blueberry produces. That has little blooms too. Another little blooming blueberry. Nice. I don't think this blueberry has blooms, but eventually it'll turn into a big blueberry bush and it'll have lots of healthy blueberries. These are tame blackberries. I believe they're also known as boysenberries. It's a really large tame blackberry. And I don't prune them. The deer do that for me. Yeah, I don't have to worry about pruning them. The deer are always there to help me out, guys. Wow. These are goji berries. And they grow really fast. These have only been in the ground since last fall. And they even produced when I planted them last fall, which I thought was actually really weird. I have quite a few of these. This is a blackberry. I'm not sure the variety, but it is not a tame blackberry. And it's the worst growing blackberry I've ever planted. This thing just does not want to grow. More goji berries. More goji berries. Goji berries everywhere. Superfood. Goji berries. Lots of goji berries. Oh. There's a bumblebee zooming around there. It's like pollinating like crazy. It's one hungry bumblebee. Or a boar beetle, one of the two. Some goji berries. Alright, this tree right here, this tree is a mulberry tree. And hopefully this will be the first year it produces. And if you guys can see, if this will focus right there, those are blooms for the berry tree. And this will be the first year they produce, and I'm really looking forward. I've never tried a mulberry before. It looks like there's going to be quite a few on the tree, which is awesome. I hope they're tasty. I have 4 of these trees. I have 2 red and two black. This one is also producing here. Nice. And that's it on the fence line. There are the chickens and the chicken trailer down there. All pasture raised chicken. It'll dry out. It will dry out down there. It's just a mud hole. But when it dries out, I'll be able to move it. See, it's a mobile trailer. The laying boxes are on the back there. And it's an old U-Haul trailer that I cut in half and re-welded together. And once it dries out down there, I'll be able to move this, anywhere around the farm. But happy pasture raised chickens. Oh, there's a vermin coming down the road over there. It's a wildcat. I don't know if you can see him. He's walking down the road right up there. He just wants somebody to pet him. All right, moving on up to the side. This is a pear tree. I believe it's a Kiefer. It's 3 years old or 4 years old this year. Best looking year it's been around. Pear trees are super susceptible to blight and disease. And this thing, it's been a headache trying to keep the diseases off of it. This is the best looking it's ever been. It's like beautiful green leaves there blowing in the wind. Oh, such a nice, beautiful day. This breeze is awesome. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy that this weather is here, guys. Oh, it's been so long. It's been such a wet, dreary winter. And I'm super happy that it's almost over. Thought I was gonna go crazy from being stuck inside from all the rain. But it's almost over, and oh, there's that wildcat you guys saw earlier. He's probably causing trouble. He's a mean tomcat. He's sweet to me, but not to other cats. He's just vulgar. Oh, here are the fig trees. See if I can get a better view for you guys. All right, there we go. Got 2 rows of fig trees. There are about 19 trees in total here, and the ones on the back, they get shaded out by the ones in the front, but they still produce a lot of figs. So this is how the sun goes. It goes, that is east, and it goes all the way over that way to the west. And so this is like the perfect place for growing food and produce. Super blessed to have this place, and it's thanks to all the guys out there that support me at the farmers market that I'm able to continue doing this. Let's hope this stupid bug passes soon so we can get back to what we love at the farmers market. All right, and check it out. Look, the fig trees are starting to put out little bitty green leaves. Spring is here. You know spring is here when the figs put out. They're one of the last things to put out, and they hate cold weather. This variety, I'm super lucky to have it. I'm pretty sure this variety is Celeste. I'm not 100% sure, but it's a super cold hardy fig. And very rarely dies back at all. And these right here, guys, these are gooseberries. Oh, that's a old dead vine out of them. But these gooseberries, they're Hanamaki or Hinamaki red. It's a Japanese variety. They're delicious green when they're still green, or when they're ripe. And this, guys, this is a hybrid. Turn around over here so you guys can see out of the sun so there's no shadow. This is a hybrid. This is called a Jostaberry. This is a cross between a black currant and a gooseberry. So it's a cross between those guys and a black currant. The leaves are larger than a gooseberry. They're much larger. Gooseberries are super virulent and tough. You can split them down at the roots and they'll come back every year. I have several gooseberry bushes, guys, and that's a giant fig bush. It's almost a tree. But all these are right here. All of those are all gooseberries. My little toady truck. Love that truck. Needs a new battery. All right, guys. Children out there, we almost finished. All right. All right, parsley. There's the parsley. It's I harvested most of that last week. You guys wiped me out. And ton of cilantro. I love cilantro. Pico de gallo and rice is one of my favorite dishes. It's delicious. Big, beautiful. Look at the size of that asparagus. It's huge. It's gonna be a massive one. Look at that, guys. That's top quality grade AA asparagus. Purple. This stuff grows a lot slower than the green. There's a monster green popping up right over there. That's awesome. Yep, the asparagus is starting to come in. And there's my messy greenhouse full of pots and tillers and buckets and fertilize and strings for the beans, and got a couple of boxes of some mass there for weed eating. I'm not hoarding mass, guys. I've had those for years. All right, it's time to check out the fruit trees. We're almost done with the tour. I know this video's long, and we're almost finished. And when it's over, I'm gonna go through the video and I'm gonna try to put timestamps down in the comments below. So if there's something you guys are interested in, just wanna take a look at it, you can go and click right on the minute mark and check the video out from there. So apple trees, they are starting to bud. This little guy's little buds on it. This one hasn't started to bloom. This is a peach tree. I'm not sure. The peaches are starting to set on it. This will be the first year it's produced any peaches. It is a red it's a red peach, and it's not a clean peach, which means the pit comes out easy. These are little apple trees here. They're starting to bloom. There you go. Check it out. Those are going to turn into flowers and be blooms. It's amazing. These are a little further advanced to their blooms. Let's see the red there, guys. Oh, I hope these produce. Most of my apple trees are pink lady, and as you can see, everywhere there's like a little white trunk protector to keep rabbits and rats from eating the bark off your tree. Those are all apple trees. And up here above the apple trees, this is my flower garden. It's a variety of flower bushes and gardens, and I've got all the way back through there. There's a yellow rose of Texas back there, just baby's breath, I believe. A bunch of irises and lilies and paper whites and butterfly bushes and prickly bushes, which I don't like those. And those are, I don't know what they are, I don't like them. That's a house leek, I believe that's what it's called. More irises, some kind of rose bush. Alrighty. These are all fruit trees down through here, guys. Mostly apple and plum. This is a large elephant heart or Myers plum. And I don't know if it has any plums on it this year. It may have some, and it may not. Yep, there's one. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Let's see. Look at a little tiny plum. And that little plum will get about that big around. That little tiny thing. So that's a plum tree. Elephant heart or Methley or Santa Rosa. I have them written down somewhere. Another plum tree. Another plum tree. This one bloomed really well this year. This one bloomed, but not as well. This one bloomed really well, and I can see little plums on it, so it's probably going to produce this year. There's some blooms that haven't quite fallen off. The bloom hasn't and started setting a plum. More apple tree, apple tree, apple tree, apple tree. Another plum tree. This guy's pretty big. These things were so beautiful. It's amazing when they were blooming. Another apple tree. Apple tree. These are the other mulberries I was telling you about. Check it out. I think these guys they're still blooming. See that, guys? That is a little tiny mulberry. I think these are black or red. I can't remember, but they're gonna be super tasty, I hope. I've never eaten one before. And this is another apple tree. That big apple tree there is a Granny Smith. And if you've tried the Granny Smiths at the grocery store, they're tart and sour. But if you grow them organically, these things are super sweet. They're delicious. This is our white Georgia Belle peaches here. And they're still blooming a little bit. Peaches if you have never seen a peach bloom, they have beautiful blooms. Look at that. Look how beautiful. Such a light violet purple. It's so beautiful. But as you can see, all of this is where it has bloomed. And it's they're gonna be hundreds of peaches probably per tree. And these are have two of these trees, and they're both pretty big. Let's see if you can get a size comparison. So here I am. I don't know if you guys can see the whole tree back there, but it's a pretty big tree. I guess this is root stock here. This is for grafting. This is called M26. It's a dwarf root stock. And these are my native plums. The blooms have mostly fallen off, but as you guys can see, Like when those things are in full bloom, it's just like it is on. It's like it is on fire. Neighbors riding up and down the road, running from Rona. These things look like they're on fire. I have 2 of those, and as you guys can see, there would be thousands of these little plums on these trees. There are just so many blooms. So many. It's popping up everywhere. This is my Rome Beauty apple. Rome Beauties have red streaks going through the white flesh. It's pretty awesome. This here is a Macintosh, I believe this is a Macintosh apple tree. And look, little tiny blooms. Look at that. This produced last year, but the birds ate it all, man. The stinking birds. Here's some apple blooms that are already blooming. This is the M26 rootstock, the dwarf. Apples have a beautiful bloom as well. Look at those pistils and stamen in there. Getting ready to, some pollen to grow. This is a Methley plum. I'm 100% sure this is a Methley plum. And it has a few fruit. This tree is a 2-year-old tree. See, tiny little plum right there. I see several more plums. So this will be the first year this plum tree produces any plums. And well, guys, check it out. Here we are, back down to the original. And that's the farm tour for 2020 and what's going on. And I hope you guys enjoyed that. And we will see you on the next one. Before I go, could y'all be kind to someone today? See you later.